never calm down.
Man, calm down. Calm
Diddy
the fuck
is
down.
in jail. You telling me to calm down. Puff is in jail, and you telling me to turn down? Nigga, all right, cool, whatever. Whatever he says, whatever you say, the party's in jail. And we all white still.
Like, that's one thing, he don't play with that work. And ever since he first came to Violator and the first Get Rich or Die Trying came out, he was the only one that would jump on a plane like it was a cab. That motherfucker don't got no problem flying 20 hours somewhere and coming back home the next day. 20 hours. He don't care. And this is how he was from the beginning. So being on that tour and being able to do all of those antics every night, the way it was received.
Man, I'm chilling. I go shopping, I give me a mean leather jacket. I think I'm doing my thing. I'm like, you know, I'm my own little planet. I get a banging leather jacket. This supposed to get a leather lineup.
I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry and the headlines pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations, and the things that are coming forward with him?
I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth.
Orlando Brown. I recently saw a video where he said some crazy things.
You smashed him? You smashed him when it was girl?
I didn't smash anything.
So how you know
we
that?
made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too.
All right, y'all, buckle up, because 50 Cent just shook the whole industry like a soda can with this one. So here's what just went down. 50 didn't post a meme, he didn't toss out a shady caption, this man dropped actual footage. And right in the center of the chaos, Diddy, his alleged trans ex, and Busta Rhymes looking like the event's headliner. But this wasn't just a cameo for Busta. According to insiders, he wasn't just showing up, he was allegedly hosting these secret freak-off parties. And worse, they say he was passing off his young male fans to Diddy behind closed doors. Yeah, that kind of party. And just when you think that's the craziest part, no, it gets deeper.
Share when it's appropriate, set the example when it's appropriate, when it's in line with my vision. These kind of things are a consequence of those kinds of actions, as opposed to it being like something I set out to.
Let me finish. This is the father of the joint venture deals, the label deals,
That's right.
the production deals.
That's right.
This is the father. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna big up Dallas Austin because he pulled this all up. But when he did it, it was the complete shifting of the climate. We ain't never seen it before, the same way. There's been a lot of greatness after, but they added to the floors of the skyscraper. He designed the foundation for that skyscraper to stand on.
Opinion on his arrest or the alleged action?
No, I feel for his children. The rest I can't speak on. I mean, you know, that's what we got court system for, but I feel for his kids.
I'm also LL's ex-manager.
It's much more fun to be his friend than it is to be his enemy, because this guy is f***ing relentless.
Did you ever find out who did it?
Yeah, I knew who did it shortly after.
They are now where?
The guy who actually f***ed me is dead.
Say one nice thing about Ja Rule.
Well, he's alive.
I was like, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music, because 50 Cent is coming. 4 months later, in the club hit, and it was over. Now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tight wave out.
I actually don't want a problem.
No, I don't think you
I don't ever want a problem. But when they say they want a problem, I say no problem.
Put it on. Hold on. They said they can do put your hands better than me. Yeah. So do me a favor, right, Spain? Ain't you another layers of what you're saying, y'all? That was it right there. Now, Fifth, I'm gonna challenge you for real. What you do with this?
Tony Newman, legend in her own right, former trans escort, and now full-on truth teller, just stepped in and started naming names. She said it wasn't just Diddy in these scenes. She called out Mr. C. She even said LL Cool J was involved. The stories she's telling sound like straight-up underground Hollywood freak show vibes, deals, secrets, and years of silence.
Look, I try to share in life. I think that you learn that in kindergarten. And, you know, unfortunately, people forget what they learned in kindergarten a lot of times. And so sharing is a part of it. You know, let other people utilize your crayons too. It's okay. And so that's kind of how I live my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, share when it's appropriate, set the example when it's appropriate, when it's in line with my vision. These kind of things are a consequence of those kinds of actions, as opposed to it being like something I set out to do or contrive. It wasn't planned, you know. Like, everybody wants to paint themselves as a genius, but I don't even know how I got here. All I know is I follow my bliss, you know what I'm saying? I do what I love, and here we are, you know what I mean?
One of the biggest music executives currently was just arrested. I'm curious if you have any opinion on his arrest or the alleged action.
No, I feel for his children. The rest I can't speak on. I mean, you know, that's what we got court system for, but I feel for his kids.
Meanwhile, 50 Cent, he's not just gossiping, he's launching missiles. He's leaked the tape, dropped the receipts, and now he's teasing something even bigger, a full documentary titled Diddy Do It? And from the sound of it, he's bringing the heat. The testimonies, the videos, the backroom secrets, it's all about to be packaged like a true crime series. And in the clip he just released, Busta Smile says everything, nervous, like he knows the walls are closing in.
I think that we kind of like confuse ourselves, prematurely pass judgment, and we're not realizing how much we can directly and indirectly affect everyone involved with our unwarranted opinions. So with that being said, I'm gonna reserve my opinions, and I'm gonna wish the best for everyone involved. Everybody probably need to mind their damn business until the truth is undisputed. At that point, justice needs to be served accordingly for everyone involved. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's unfortunate because I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And I'm talking about for the victims, and I'm talking about for Diddy. So, you know, I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna mind my business, and hopefully everybody can find it in their hearts to keep their opinions to themselves, and just know that every time you voice an opinion, you might be hurting somebody.
Now get this leaked video, supposedly straight from one of Diddy's infamous private parties, and it's wild. Lights, cameras, champagne, but the vibe was off. Too polished, too perfect, like the whole thing was staged chaos. Not just a party, more like a performance. People close to the scene, they're saying this isn't even the main event. 50's just warming up, and believe it or not, that wasn't even the messiest part. Tony Newman didn't just call out Diddy, she also claimed she had a one-night stand with LL Cool J back in her New York street days. According to her, there was no confusion. He knew she was trans, paid her, and dipped. But the moment she spoke out publicly, LL's team allegedly went straight into damage control. Tony said they sent multiple cease and desist letters trying to shut her down. One came right after she did that New York interview, and it wasn't just LL Cool J's camp trying to keep her quiet. She claimed both Diddy and Busta Rhymes also tried to silence her the second she started exposing what went down behind the scenes. It doesn't just hide secrets, it buries them. Tony also spilled another secret. She said someone in Biggie's inner circle was gay, but no one ever said his name out loud. Just another mystery swept under the rug. She explained she was part of Biggie's crew, and that Mr. C, yep, the producer, is known to be... And she hinted there might have been more.
So, have you heard the story behind this beat? I think I have, I'm not 100% sure though. The story was they made it for Biggie. Ooh. That's why the sample is Brooklyn, 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 Brooklyn. Puffy was dragging his feet on paying them. LL heard the beat and was like, nah, I gotta get that.
You from Brooklyn?
No, he from Queens. That's why he say I represent Queens. She was raised out in Brooklyn. That's why.
And if you've been paying attention, you'll remember that time Nicki Minaj dropped a cryptic line about undercover brothers in the industry. She wasn't talking about people being open. She was talking about men living in denial, hiding their truth. Someone once asked her, "You think there's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?" And Nicki, dripping with sarcasm, answered, "Oh no, Queen, we don't know nothing about no undercovers." Let's be real, that's not a denial. Now let's circle back to those parties, because this is where it really starts to unravel. According to multiple sources, Busta Rhymes wasn't just an attendee, he was allegedly hosting these secret freak-off events on a regular basis. And it wasn't influencers or bottle girls being invited. Sources say it was mostly young men.
I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry and the headlines pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations, and the things that are coming forward? with him?
I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. When that time manifests, then, you know, we'll speak about this, hopefully when that time comes. As far as I'm concerned, you know what I'm saying, but I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, you know, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things.
One man who came forward publicly, Big Homie Double C, a former security guy who said he saw it all firsthand. He claimed Busta used to make strange requests, not for drinks or dancers, but for young men to be brought into his VIP section. He said his promoter friends used to joke, "We gotta bring in some fun boys for Busta." And now, all those quiet rumors about Busta allegedly passing fanboys to Diddy, they're starting to sound way too specific to be fiction. People are saying these weren't just guests, they were handpicked like party favors. And then, yep, here comes Orlando Brown. That Orlando. The one known for saying off-the-wall stuff. But even with all the chaos, people have noticed one thing. He never really lies about energy.
Orlando Brown. I recently saw a video where he said some crazy things.
So you smashed him? You smashed him when it was girl?
I didn't smash anything.
So how you know
we
that?
made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker try to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
I know exactly what you're thinking. He's crazy, right? However, a couple years ago, he went viral for this.
Yo, Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash gooshwash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf.
Recently, with all the allegations that came out with Diddy, people started thinking, you know what, Orlando Brown might not be so crazy after all. So the fact that he's saying he made love to all these other people, I'm not saying he did, but I'm also not saying he didn't. Do you think Orlando Brown is crazy? Or do you think he's actually out here making love to your favorite rapper?
You gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take the but he wants you.
Years ago, he claimed he had slept with Busta Rhymes. People laughed, called him wild, said he was spiraling. But now, with all these videos, witness accounts, and receipts stacking up, suddenly Orlando's story doesn't sound so crazy anymore. Orlando Brown has been dropping hints for years, and now it's starting to make sense. He didn't just claim one night with Busta Rhymes, he said he was passed around. Allegedly, Diddy invited him, then handed him off to Busta. And from there, things got dark. If that's even halfway true, then what we're looking for isn't just a scandal, it's something seriously disturbing behind the scenes of the industry. And what makes it all feel even messier, Busta Rhymes has always been loud when it comes to shutting down anything related to orientation. Back in 2006, there were claims he used a slur on a male fan at a bar. In 2007, he straight up stormed out of a radio interview when asked about homophobia and hip-hop. No debate, no comment, just out the door. At the time, people thought it was overreacting. But now, that energy is looking a whole lot like someone being defensive. Because when you blow up that hard over a question, it stops looking like discomfort and starts feeling like someone's hiding something. Now look, whatever a grown man does in private, that's his business. But when the reaction is that extreme, people can't help but wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. And it still doesn't stop there. Word is those wild tapes from Diddy's freak-off parties, they might already be floating around the dark web. And according to the whispers, these aren't blurry phone clips. These are high-quality, fully incriminating receipts. A-list celebrities, powerful music executives, wild behavior, stuff that could take careers down overnight. These aren't rumors anymore. They're ticking time bombs. And guess who reportedly has copies? 50 Cent. Yep, word on the street is that 50 managed to get his hands on a few of those tapes. But he's not just holding them for the chaos. This is a full-blown strategy. Cold, tactical. He's putting together a documentary called Diddy Do It, and insiders say Netflix already bought the rights. Even crazier, he's reportedly waiting to drop it right after Diddy's trial ends. That's not drama, that's chess. During an interview, someone asked 50 about the doc. They said, "You've been saying for years you knew who Diddy really was." And sure enough, right on cue, another party video leaked. And this one had fans shaking. It was a fancy dinner scene. Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Coi Leray.
Thank you, King. Come on now. Love you very much.
Looked normal at first, Just another industry night out. But then Busta leaned over, tapped Diddy on the shoulder, and gave him a look. Diddy smiled way too much. Coy, sitting in front of them, looked visibly uncomfortable. It wasn't just a weird moment, it felt like a warning sign. Fans started whispering immediately. Was Busta trying to pass Coy off like a party favor?
Let me finish. This is the father of the joint venture deals, the label deals,
That's right.
the production deals.
That's right.
This is the father. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna big up Dallas Austin because he pulled this all up. But when he did it, it was the complete shifting of the climate. We ain't never seen it before, the same way. There's been a lot of greatness after, but they added to the floors of the skyscraper. He designed the foundation for that skyscraper to stand on.
And that wasn't the only clip raising eyebrows. Another one keeps resurfacing. Busta and Jeremy. Busta's trying to be playful, but Jeremy, he looked off. And at one point, Busta actually leaned in and sniffed him. Yes, sniffed. You can see Jeremy forcing a laugh, but the vibe? Awkward, off, tense. Sure, some folks are like saying maybe Busta was just being silly, but in this context, with everything else now coming out, that moment doesn't feel so harmless anymore. And then there's the silence. Ever since Diddy's legal chaos exploded in court, Busta Rhymes has gone completely dark. No press, no interviews, no Instagram lives. Not even a vague tweet, just radio silence. And apparently it's not just a PR move, it's fear. People close to him say he's scared. Scared he'll get subpoenaed. Scared he'll be dragged into the courtroom next. Right now, it's all about staying invisible and hoping his name stays off that witness list. So while Busta's out here dodging the spotlight, 50 Cent is treating this entire thing like his own personal comedy show. He's posting jokes, memes, and AI edits of Diddy on the witness stand. It's like Law and Order, Freak Off Unit, free puffy shirts, fake courtroom skits. 50's going in and not letting up. And don't forget, he's still teasing that Diddy Do It documentary like it's the most anticipated drop of the year. He says he's got the names, the receipts, and if the rumors are true, he's got the tapes too. At this point, all we can do is wait. Wait to see how deep this mess goes. Wait to see who gets called into court next. Wait to see how many more tapes haven't leaked yet. And now Busta Rhymes is reportedly furious. Word on the street is he's threatening 50 Cent behind the scenes. Why? Apparently 50's new documentary is about to drop incriminating footage, with Busta right in the middle of it. If you've been following, you already know 50's been gathering receipts on Diddy's infamous FO parties for years. But now, the latest rumor, that this footage shows Busta getting real cozy with Diddy, and that's just the beginning.
I cried.
Yeah.
I cried watching him and Busta Rhymes perform. And Busta called me, and I don't know if you guys know Busta, but Busta called me like, what the you leave for? I was like, yo, I was overwhelmed. Like watching somebody, like I said, Busta's my brother. I mean, I seen 50 come up. I was his first feature. And to see that shit and to see every generation, I'm talking about every race in Nice, France, it was just so overwhelming for me. I was just like, yo, I had to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
A few months ago, Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, spilled major tea. He said Busta's been into fun boys for years, and that it was no secret. According to him, club promoters used to gather young, good-looking guys just to keep Busta entertained in VIP. And now, it's looking like 50 might have the footage to back it up. Sources are saying there's actual video from one of these parties, where Busta and Diddy were caught wildin' out. Not just the two of them either. Allegedly, there were other men involved who used to work for Diddy.
Hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Silly with that 9 milli, what the devil, yo? Yeah, I do his better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes' show.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now.
But wait, it gets worse. Now multiple men are coming forward saying Busta allegedly made them uncomfortable. They're saying he was trying to pull them into Diddy-style freak-off behavior whenever they crossed paths. So yeah, it's not looking good. With 50 leading the charge on this Netflix documentary, Busta's threats don't mean much. In fact, he might be making himself more of a target. Why is Busta panicking now? What kind of dirt does 50 really have? because something has that man spiraling.
I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like the...
Even before the stage lights came on at that Humor and Harmony Fest, 50 was already trolling. He joked that Busta better not show up in that wild yellow outfit from the 1999 VMAs. Yep, he even posted a throwback photo telling Busta to leave that look at home and bring something fresh for Shreveport. Of course, Busta clapped back. He posted an AI photo of 50 looking crazy and joked that the blessings don't stop, so they ain't ever going to stop. He even said 50 must have been practicing that goofy pose in the mirror for the show. And that's the energy right now. Shade, memes, and a whole lot of mess bubbling just below the surface. Now at first, this all looked like harmless trolling between two industry OGs. 50 Cent clowning Busta Rhymes. Just another day on the internet, right? But here's where things get real. Because sources are now saying 50 wasn't just playing around. Word is he's sitting on footage. And not just any footage. Allegedly, it shows Busta getting a little too cozy with Diddy.
Tell him the chain too big. Whoa! Tell him the chain too big. He ain't got no friends, they're not telling him.
But hold up, before we even get into that tape, we gotta rewind to these rumors about Busta's VIP section. Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, spilled straight up nuclear tea in an interview with The Art of Dialogue. And he did not sugarcoat anything. He called Busta a super zest monster and claimed that Busta's been moving weird around young men for years.
They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope.
According to Big Homie, this wasn't even a secret. In fact, he said club promoters had a whole system for when Busta rolled up. Their job? Fill the VIP section with young dudes. That's what allegedly kept Busta happy. Sounds wild, right? But it doesn't stop there.
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before.
Oh yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like, every cookout she playing it, all his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack.
Now here's where it gets extra messy. Big Homie told a story about one night at the club when Busta spotted actor Don Benjamin and his gay friend. The second Busta saw that friend, Big Homie said it was game over. Busta pulled the guy into VIP and, according to Big Homie, made sure he stayed there the entire night. Real touchy, real close. And this wasn't a one-time thing either. Big Homie said promoters already knew the drill. Anytime Busta came through, they had to round up the most attractive guys for the section, because once Busta picked someone, that person wasn't going anywhere.
On my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro.
But here's where the tea goes nuclear. Big Homie said this has been known in the industry for years. When asked why nobody ever spoke up, he kept it simple. People wanted to stay close to Busta and enjoy the perks. Nobody wanted to get on his bad side. Then he dropped something even darker. Allegations about Busta's history of putting hands on women. He hinted that the root of it might come from deep internal resentment. Big Homie suggested that, like some other DL men in the game, Busta might be projecting his frustration onto women, and that's why he's allegedly had those angry outbursts.
So, I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? You got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section. And then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy, he couldn't believe that.
If you think this is just one bodyguard stirring up drama for clout, think again. More men have come forward with their own stories about Busta Rhymes, and it's looking messy. Back in 2020, YouTuber and personality Trip Ali shared his own wild Busta encounter. He said it happened on Halloween weekend while walking through New York City with his friends, one of whom had just flown in from Detroit. Out of nowhere, Busta walked up, grabbed Trip's hand, and wouldn't let it go. Trip said he didn't even realize who it was at first. All he noticed was a massive flip mode chain in his face. Once he looked up and saw Busta, he greeted him casually like, "Yo, what's up, Busta?" But here's where it got weird. Trip claimed Busta never let go of his hand. He kept holding it while asking where they were headed. Trip mentioned they were going to a club, and Busta invited him to VIP. At first, it seemed like a normal club invite, but then Trip noticed a huge bodyguard, dressed all in black, just silently watching. That's when the vibe shifted. According to Trip, Busta told him to let the bouncer know he was with him and to just say his name. Trip was hyped. He said Busta was one of his favorite artists, but things went left quickly. He and one of his boys got into a heated argument about going, and it turned into a full-on fight. Trip ended up skipping the club that night. Looking back, he said that might have been a blessing in disguise, because now he's not so sure what really would have happened if he went.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How come you think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. But if you notice, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they're in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna.
Man, I'm chilling. I ain't bothering nobody, I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I go shopping, I give me a mean leather jacket. I think I'm doing my thing. I'm like, on my own little planet. I ain't with nobody. So always gotta try to one up on me, right? Have one up on me. I get a banging leather jacket, this Busta get a leather line up.
Then in 2021, the rumors started spinning again. People claim Busta was allegedly out here trying to pull more guys, and the internet lost it when paparazzi reportedly spotted him leaving a gay pride event with a trans woman. But that's not even the most shocking twist. Orlando Brown, yes, that Orlando, recently popped back up claiming he'd been with several big names in the industry, including Diddy and Busta Rhymes.
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
what the? Why you not naming?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sent his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
Now, usually folks don't take Orlando's claims too seriously. He's known for saying outrageous things, but lately, his interviews have been sounding a lot more focused. And some of his stories, they're starting to line up with everything else that's coming out. But now we've got bigger questions. Is there more going on between Busta and Diddy than anyone thought? Are there more tapes we haven't seen yet? And who's 50 Cent planning to expose next in his upcoming documentary? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, and don't hold back. And while you're here, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and check out the next video on your screen, because this rabbit hole, it's just getting started.